Inserting other variables on the cash flow model. 55. On cell G11, write the following formula to recognize revenue-generating royalties for the company, equals G4 times G5 times 1 minus G10. 56. Copy and paste this cell to the range G12:L12 to include royalties for the sales years. 57. On cell B14, enter the following formula. Equals index, parameters $M$2:$M$7, B1 plus 1. This formula retrieves a specific element out of a range, specified by parameters M2:M7. This range already contains the stochastic R&D expenses for each one of the first 6 years, starting on the previous year, all the way to the 5th period. 58. Copy and paste this cell to the remaining range B14:G14 to complete R&D expenses. 59. On cell B15, write the following PERT function, making reference to its 3 respective parameters on the Parameters tab, cells B3, C3, and D3. Equals risk PERT, parameters, ADM-min, ADM-ML, ADM-max. 60. Copy and paste this cell to the remaining range B15:L15 to complete the administrative expenses. 61. On cell B16, totalize expenses with the formula, equals sum B14:B15. 62. Copy and paste this cell to the remaining range B16:L16 to complete total expenses. 63. On cell B18, write the following formula to calculate net cash flow, equals B11 minus B16. 64. Copy and paste this cell to the remaining range B18:L18 to complete cash flow. 65. On cell B19, we calculate the project's NPV with the following formula. Equals NPV, discount rate, C18:L18, plus B18. 66. On cell B20, we calculate a first approach for ENPV with the formula. Equals B19 times parameters D18. Basically, this formula multiplies NPV times the cumulative probability of success, in order to obtain a first approximation of risk-adjusted NPV. We will see later on why this approach is incorrect in at least 2 ways. 67. On cell B22 write a formula to calculate expected or risk-adjusted cash flow. Equals, B11 minus B16, times B6. Essentially, we are multiplying net cash flows times the respective risk factor of each one of the years, that is, the probability of a successful outcome on each one of the stages. 68. Copy and paste this cell to the remaining range B22:L22 to complete expected cash flows. 69. On cell B23 write a formula to calculate the net present value of expected cash flows. Equals NPV, discount rate, C22:L22, plus B22. 70. On cell B25 write a formula to calculate probabilistic cash flow. Equals, B11 minus B16, times B7. Essentially, we are multiplying net cash flows times the respective 0 or 1 generated by the conditional Bernoulli functions that depict the probability of a successful outcome of each one of the stages. 71. Copy and paste this cell to the remaining range B25:L25 to complete probabilistic cash flows. 72. On cell B26 write this formula to calculate the net present value of probabilistic cash flows. Equals NPV, discount rate, C25:L25, plus B25. Now, we have completed the model and all its moving parts. It is time to define output variables and some settings before proceeding to simulate.